Hey guys, welcome to Unbiased Rugby. So we're coming up to this next weekend. We've got European Championship games. There was a complaint from somebody from our last video saying I just gave the scores. I have to be completely honest, guys. It's probably my first year that I'm seriously watching Northern Hemisphere rugby, where I've literally been watching a lot more games, and I've been really enjoying the European Championships, and it's taken me a while to get used to the players' names and things like that. But I'll try to be a little bit more, have a bit more analysis of the games that I actually watch. Like I said, I could probably tell you, who the fourth choice New Zealand, fullback is, and so yeah, it's probably Geordie Barrett, but yeah, so I can go into quite in depth about New Zealand and South Africa, but those are the two teams that I follow the most. So I'm just going to go through the scores that I've predicted on my Super Brew, and then just talk about the matchups that I think are going to be that great. And then when I do the review show, I'll try to talk about the games in a bit more in depth of those games. So on the Friday we've got Gloucester versus Munster. Okay, they're in Pool C. It's probably the most hotly contested pool. Any one of the four teams can actually take that pool. So yeah, it's a must-win game for Munster. I don't think Gloucester also. I think they're bottom of the pool. It's also a must-win game for them. I just don't know if Danny Cipriani is going to be fit, and Gloucester just are not the same team without Cipriani. They really aren't. Yes, they've got a forward pack. I do think they're lacking some props, but yeah, it is a must-win game for Munster if they want to make it through to the next round. But I think I look at the Munster side and I think they've got the depth to be able to take that game. Okay, on the Saturday we've got Montpellier versus Newcastle. Oh, sorry, and I put Munster to win by 7 points on my Super Brew. Next on the Saturday we've got Montpellier against Newcastle. Like I only get to watch 4 of these games on the weekend, or maybe only 3. So I haven't even seen which games are available on my local channel, but I may see if I can find somewhere online. Sometimes online I can find an Irish game here and there. Yeah, then we've got Montpellier against Newcastle. I put Montpellier by 3 for no other reason that Jan Serfontein is probably one of my favourite backs, and it's the only reason why I choose Montpellier. And according to what Montpellier have, they should be a lot stronger team than what they are. Then I think it's the game of the weekend, which will be Leinster versus Toulouse. I still put Leinster to win by 13 because they are playing at home, but their Toulouse side is phenomenal. They really do look like the Toulouse of old. We've also got one of my favourite players, Cheslin Colby. So, and that guy's, he's got such a step. So, and Leinster is my other favourite player, Tide Furlong. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a cracker of a game. I think it's going to be. Yeah, best team will win on the day. Then we've got Ulster versus Racing, the must-win game for Ulster. But sorry, I've got Leinster by 13. Ulster versus Racing, I put Racing by 11. But I think it isn't a must-win game for Ulster. But that Racing side is really hitting its form at the right time. Then we've got Bath versus Wasps. I've put Bath by 8. It's just another premiership game for my liking. Then we've got Toulon versus Edinburgh. I put Toulon by 13. I don't know if I should have chosen Edinburgh. I've locked my score, so I've said Toulon by 13. Next we've got Scarlets versus the Leicester Tigers, and I put Leicester by 6. I've started watching Northern Hemisphere rugby by watching Scarlets, not last year, the year before, and I was so impressed with the way that they played. It was expansive rugby on steroids, and it just seemed like it was the most beautiful rugby I'd ever seen. And it felt like I was watching, a good New Zealand side on a really good day. And they're just not that same team that I remember. And so I've put Leicester by 6. They're just not the same team as what they used to be. Next game on the Sunday, we've got Exeter Chiefs versus Castres. I know Castres I think they're the top 14 champions. Yeah, that must be. I think they are the top 14 champions, but I still think Exeter Chiefs by 9. I haven't been impressed with the Exeter Chiefs in European rugby. I like them in the Premiership, but I just haven't liked them in the European setup. But I'll do a little talking about all those teams when I'm finished. But I put Exeter by 9. Glasgow Warriors against the Cardiff Blues, I put Glasgow by 4. And then Lyon versus Saracens, I put Saracens by 12. I'm sure Saracens, Racing, I'm sure they'll make it through to the next round quite comfortably. But overall, I think the 2 big games of the weekend will be Leinster versus Toulouse and Gloucester versus Munster. I think those are the 2 big, or for me personally, those are the 2 big games. And let's see, I think after this weekend we'll know who should make the top spot. Pool 2 may still be iffy, especially if Gloucester win, then that's really going to throw the cat among the pigeons for that pool. But yeah, I just want to say that I've really been enjoying the European rugby. It's completely different. A lot of kicking off 9, which is quite different for me. And I've never liked box kicks. Always hated box kicks, but I've started seeing now how it can be used as an effective weapon, how it is used quite extensively by a lot of the northern sides, especially because I've been watching a lot of Premiership rugby. So yeah, I've started enjoying it. I've started enjoying phase play rugby. Normally, we in the Southern Hemisphere we have these X factor kind of players, and you've got these New Zealand sides, Rieko Ioane from own 22, get through, score. It's these amazing moves, and it's very, very expansive, and it's flowing and things like that. Whereas I find that the Northern Hemisphere games, it can be a lot of one-off running, but it's all about phase play. And like I look at Exeter, and they're not scared to do 20 phases, 30 phases to get over that gain line. And it's just very, very different. And I find the set pieces a lot more important in that kind of style of rugby. I think the lineouts are excellent. I think scrumming's excellent. It's all about having a really strong scrum. With the new laws, when the laws changed, when you weren't allowed to, obviously, you weren't allowed to do the hit anymore. I felt that the scrums lost a lot of its impact. But now that they've brought in the thing now where the hooker has to hook, it does give the opposition an opportunity to be able to push. And I really have noticed that in Northern Hemisphere rugby, having a strong scrum and a strong front row is highly, highly important. It gives you those penalties. It puts the opposition on backwards ball. So yeah, from a pure entertainment point of view, it's completely different kind of rugby. It's just enjoyable in its own way. And that's what I want to say, because a lot of people compare the 2 competitions and they say, well, Southern Hemisphere, the Super Rugby, it's not the same as European rugby, and it's not. But you've got to watch them for what they're good at, and that's what I've really enjoyed about Northern Hemisphere rugby is the set piece, the playing of 9. It's all about phase play, and that's what I've really enjoyed. So I'm looking forward to a great weekend of rugby. Please, guys, put down your scores down below for what you guys think it's going to be. I am going to be doing a few videos this week because I really want to start working towards the Six Nations, because I really want to get into the Six Nations. I've always watched it from a completely neutral point of view, and I just watch it for pure entertainment, and I've always enjoyed the competition. But now I'd really like to get into a little bit more, looking at the history and looking at some of the players, especially looking at the team sheets before they come out. But yeah, guys, let's hope you have a great weekend of rugby. Chat soon. Cheers. Bye.